Good morning. Welcome to another One Mind meditation. And welcome to Saturday morning. We have stepped into the weekend. I hope you've had a good week. Hope you've reached the goals that you wanted to reach this week. And perhaps if not, the week's not technically over. Perhaps you can still reach the last goal you set for yourself this week. Anne-Marie, good morning. Sunmarie, good morning. Stefan, good morning. Happy Saturday. Welcome to the weekend. For this week, of course, our teacher has been Rumi. On a Saturday morning, we always do a meditation that is called Come to Your Senses, where we immerse ourselves into the physical senses and the experience that they give us. And that is the theme for today's meditation is, can we get better at allowing whatever experience we're having to be felt? Grania, good morning. Happy Saturday. So let's get into today's message. There's a profound truth woven into the tapestry of our emotional landscape. The willingness to feel everything ultimately leads us back to experiencing the inherent wholeness that resides within our soul. This journey of self-discovery, however, often begins in the most unexpected of places, with our wounds. Shabs, good morning. Happy Saturday. It's good to see you. Rumi says, the wound is the place where the light enters you. The wound is the place where the light enters you. This might be one of Rumi's most famous quotes. This is where the work always starts, dealing with our wounds, bringing healing to the scared and wounded parts of ourselves. This helps us understand how even our worst parts have always been fighting like hell to try and keep us alive. During this journey, Rumi's words can almost be felt physically, how those wounds become a place where the light enters. Linda, good morning. Anthony, good morning. Welcome to the weekend. Rumi says, when you do things from your soul, you feel a river moving in you, a joy. If operating from our soul is so clearly a better way of being, what is it that keeps us from simply being in that soul-connected space all the time? The answer is just the same as with the first quote. The scared parts inside of us. Whenever any scared part of us becomes activated, its voice inside us grows incredibly loud. Just the same as with anything that experiences fear. Our scared parts will always draw our attention away from our soul until we heal their fears and lower the volume. Rumi says, these pains that you feel, they are messengers, listen to them. And the last thought from Rumi says, be full of sorrow, that you may become a hill of joy. Weep, so that you may break into laughter. Have you overcome your fear of feeling yet? It's a coping mechanism many of us have learned from an early age to close our hearts to the feelings that scare us. Mostly from witnessing or experiencing trauma in our young environments, it became clear that certain things were not safe to feel, so we closed up, but we also became stuck. You can learn to feel again. Everything you feel is a messenger that you can learn to interpret and discover the freedom that lies on the other side of your willingness to be with it. It is when you have overcome the fear of feeling that you experience how your willingness to feel everything always leads you back to feeling the joy and the wholeness that is your soul. Danae, good morning. Happy Saturday. Vivian, a very good morning. It is so good to see you pop in with us. I hope you have time to sit with us for a while. This is our meditation today. It is called Come to Your Senses because we bring our attention to the experience of our physical senses. If you're ready, you can close your eyes. Let's float away together. Honey, a very good morning to you. You are just in time. Here we go. Starting with the first few big breaths. Let's take a deep breath in and out. Deep breath in and out. A deep inhale. And let it go. Deep breath in and out. One more big breath in and let it all flow away. You can continue the same breathing pattern on your own time. Every slow inhale through your nose gets drawn all the way deep down into your belly. And as you fill up your belly with air, also raise yourself up. As you breathe in, stretch out your spine, lift the top of your head toward the ceiling. And once you've reached your full height, let all of it go. As you exhale, soften. As you breathe out, soften your spine, slump down your shoulders, and drop your head. While you continue your full body breathing, rising with every inhale and falling with every exhale, our journey today is checking in with this body, paying attention to everything this body is feeling. And we'll start right now by making sure that every part of this body is softened and relaxed. With your next exhale, bring your attention to the space between your eyes, to your forehead. Do you sometimes find yourself carrying a frown there? And in this moment, are you able to completely soften that space? With your next exhale, bring your attention to the space in and around your mouth. Do you perhaps sometimes find yourself grinding your teeth or pressing your tongue really hard against the roof of your mouth? Or find your jaw muscles are clenched tight? In this moment, though, are you able to completely soften there? With your next exhale, bring your attention to the space around your shoulders, your neck and shoulders. Do you sometimes find your shoulders pulled up high, almost level with your ears, these tight shoulders? And do you then remind yourself to soften? Drop the shoulders. Let go of the tightness and feel your shoulders hanging loosely off the sides of your body. With your next exhale, bring your attention to your stomach area, to your abdominal muscles. Tension hides there more effectively than anywhere else. For this moment, are you able to completely soften your ab muscles? With your next exhale, bring your attention to your butt cheeks. Make sure you're not clenching. Make sure everything is softened. And then lastly, your arms and legs, specifically your hands. It's possible that perhaps sometimes your hands are held in tightly clenched fists. And in this moment right now, are they lying half open, gently in your lap? We'll take the last few big breaths of this phase together, continuing to help this body soften. Take a deep breath in. As you release, drop your head all the way forward and roll out your neck muscles. Go forward and to the left, and also forward and to the right. Take a deep breath in. As you release, roll your shoulders forward in big, slow circles. Take a deep breath in. As you release, roll your shoulders backwards in big circles, nice and slow. Take a deep breath in. As you release, focus on your spine. Lean your upper body over to the left, and also lean your upper body over to the right. Lean into your back muscles, gently feel where the edges are, and then gently lean into those edges. One more big breath in. And as you release, you can stretch or move or adjust any part of your body that still needs a bit of help settling down. having softened our bodies into a state of presence, or at least as much as we are able to do that, we can now turn our attention inwards and dive deep inside for the next part of our journey. If you don't have the time to sit for the whole meditation with us, then this is always a good place to stop. But if you are here for the whole journey, then with every next inhale, we'll hold our breath for a few short moments, followed by a really long, really slow exhale. Let's take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, make it a really long, really slow exhale. Take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, feel into your body. Feel how softness slips in and settles in every part of your body. Take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, follow the downwards flow through your body. Feel your shoulders slowly falling. Feel your body slowly softening. Feel how you are slowly slipping deeper into you. One more big breath in. And hold. And as you release, feel yourself melting. Feel your whole body dissolving. Feel how you are slipping into a deeper level of surrender with every slow exhale. You can continue the same breathing pattern on your own time. Every slow inhale through your nose is an invitation. It invites you to turn inwards and follow this journey. As you breathe in, feel the air flow in through your nostrils. Feel the air touch the back of your throat. Stay with your breath as it flows in through your lungs. And as you fill up the balloon inside your belly, feel yourself slip all the way in. Hold your breath, but hold it only for as long as it feels comfortable, followed by a really long, really slow exhale. With your next big breath, as you dive deep into you, really drop into this body. Perhaps even wrap your arms around this body and say, "Hello, body. I love having you." Take your next big breath. Our journey of the senses starts at the top and works its way through our body. Our first stop is our eyes and what they can see, but for this exercise, we don't open them. We use our mind to study what our eyes would see. So with your next big breath as you dive deep into you, I want you to use your mind to search around the room and find that if you were to open your eyes, what would be the most obvious thing that you would see? Take a moment to find it. And when you find this obvious thing, then with your next big breath, as you dive deep into you, study this obvious thing. See it from all of its angles. See all of its color. Find all of its texture. Now when your mind wanders, which it is likely to, then your job is really simple. When you find your mind wandering, simply return it to this object you're studying right now. Take your next big breath. We'll do the same thing again, but change gears a little bit. This time, with your mind, search around the room to find the least obvious object. What is something that's perhaps hidden from view or so small that you wouldn't otherwise notice it? And when you find this less obvious object, when you take your next big breath and dive deep into you, use your mind to study all of its angles, see all of its color, find all of its texture. And again, if your mind wanders, which it's very likely to do, it's not because you're doing it wrong. This is the point. The point is, catch your mind wandering and then just return it to this object you're focusing on. Take your next big breath. Take a moment to recognize the ease with which you are able to have this experience, able to witness the experience that your eyes and your mind give you. Thank your body for this experience. We'll take a step down to our ears and what we can hear. So with your next big breath, as you dive deep into you, bring your attention to the most obvious sound that you can hear right now. And then listen deep into this sound. See if you can find different layers or different vibrations to this obvious sound. Take your next big breath. And then we'll change gears. When you take your next big breath and dive deep into you, bring your attention to the faintest sound that you can find, something that is barely a whisper. Listen deep into that sound and see how much of it you can draw in. Take your next big breath. Notice the ease with which you're able to observe the experience your body is giving you. In this case, what you hear. Take a moment to thank your body for the experience it provides you. As we take another step down, change your breathing to whatever will work for you in order to smell and taste. So with your next big breath, as you dive deep into you, bring your attention to what you can smell. Is there any obvious smell that you are able to pick up right now? Take your next big breath. And then we'll change gears. Is there any other smell that you can find right now? Anything else besides the first obvious smell? Take your next big breath. Notice the ease with which you're able to witness this experience that your body provides you. Take a moment to thank your body for the experience it provides you. We'll take a step down to what you can taste. And as you take your next big breath and dive deep into you, see if you're able to find any obvious taste right now. Take your next big breath. Then we'll change gears, and as you take your next big breath and dive deep into you, is there any other taste that you can find at all? Anything besides the first obvious taste? Take your next big breath. Notice the ease with which you are able to allow your body to give you this experience. Take a moment to thank your body for the experience it provides you. Then we have just one more stop, the surface of our skin. With your next big breath, as you dive deep into you, take a moment to scan the surface of your skin and find where on your skin do you feel the most obvious sensation. And then pay attention to everything you can feel there. Different pressures, different sensations in that one obvious spot. Take your next big breath. And then one more time, scan the surface of your skin and find where on your skin is the slightest sensation. Somewhere where you can perhaps just feel fabric resting gently against your skin. Or perhaps feel the air brush your forehead or your cheek. Take your next big breath. Take a moment to thank your skin, the skin you are in, for the experience it provides you. We'll take just one more big breath together to slip out of the breath-holding space and into the next. Take a deep breath in and hold. And as you release, feel yourself slip all the way through. There is no more attention on your breathing. You can sit all the way back or even lie all the way back down and feel yourself just floating. I want you again to recognize your ability to be the witness to what is being felt. And the process that we just went through, allowing each one of our physical senses to be observed, to be felt. When it comes to wounds and healing, it often needs the same kind of attention. The ability to allow what the experience is to be felt. Likewise, allow this body to show you what experience it is having or has had while you witness and hold this experience. In the same way we just did, by taking a step back and allowing the experience to be felt, in the same way we can do that for any experience we have. Any feeling, any emotion, any thought, any wound. It might take small steps of growing closer and closer to that ability, but it's not a different ability. It is the same ability to sit and pay attention to what I'm smelling, to sit and pay attention to what my skin is feeling. It's developing the same skill that eventually gets me to a place where I can sit and allow my heart to break. Allow all the pain to be felt while I'm being the witness, while I'm being the observer, knowing, because it's a process of learning, which turns into knowing. Knowing, as Rumi said earlier this week, that we have to allow our hearts to break, because what we'll learn then is that our hearts don't break. They only break open. I want to read you Rumi's words for this morning again. He says, "The wound is the place where the light enters you." He says, "These pains you feel, they are messengers. Listen to them." He says, "Be full of sorrow. Don't avoid it. Don't shy away from it. Be full of sorrow so that you may become a hill of joy." Feel everything, says Rumi. He says, "Weep so that you may break into laughter. It is when you have overcome the fear of feeling that you experience how your willingness to feel everything always leads you back to feeling the joy and the wholeness that is your soul. But when we shy away from feeling certain things, when there are some things we refuse to feel, then we feel less as a whole. Even the joy doesn't feel so good anymore when we close our hearts to feeling. Our heart is like a door that's not able to be shut against only certain things. Say, well, I'll open this door for some things and close it to others. And with our hearts, it doesn't work that way. The more we close our hearts to some feelings, we end up closing it to all feelings. We have the last 5 breaths of gratitude to do together. With every exhale, I'll say my thank you, and I invite you to say yours. Let's take a deep breath in. Thank you for this body and all of its sensory experience. Take a deep breath in. Thank you for this simple exercise. Sitting with every experience that my physical senses give me. Take a deep breath in. Thank you for learning how to translate this exercise into feeling the bigger emotions as well. Take a deep breath in. Thank you for learning to trust that as I get better at feeling everything, I also get better at really feeling the presence of my soul. One more big breath in. Thank you, beautiful people. Thank you for coming on this journey with us. Thank you for learning how to get better at feeling. Perhaps we started out wanting to learn how to feel better. And somewhere along the journey, we realized it's not about feeling better. It's about becoming better at feeling. That always feels better. Colette, good morning. Happy Saturday. It's good to see you pop in with us. Nella, very good morning. Awesome seeing you. Thank you, Danae. Thank you, Sunmarie. Thank you, Anthony. Thank you, Grania. Thank you, Stefan. Thank you, Linda. Have a beautiful day, everyone. Have a great weekend. Tomorrow we'll be back here for a quiet one, a silent meditation. See you soon. Ciao, ciao.